The NBA season, or preseason, is just days away, which means it's time for me to give my formal prediction of the NBA champion, and to nobody's surprise, it will be the Boston Celtics. We've been talking about this all summer. They add Baylor Shireman. Lately, they add Lonnie Walker, and Brad Stevens has done a phenomenal job this offseason shoring up this roster, bringing in even more talent to surround Jaylen Brown and Jayson Tatum. Of course, Kristaps will be out until December, so they've got to replace some of those points, and it's going to be Al Horford doing a lot of that, but once Porzingis comes back, this team is just going to be on another level. 20 points a game, 7.2 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 blocks last year, and they basically won the finals without him. He was their third best player, and they had no trouble winning the NBA championship. 52% shooting from the field, 38% from 3 for Porzingis. Like I said, he's out until Christmas at least. Seems like he's always hurt, but he played through that injury in the finals, waited to get the surgery, and now he's going to be missing some time, but this is why it's so deadly. Even Pritchard put stress on the defense with Porzingis in the pick and pop, because you've got to be able to cover both, and it's really tough to. I mean, Porzingis also averaged 2 blocks in 29 minutes a game last year for the Celtics in what was a really good season for him. Obviously, the Celtics had a great year. They won the championship, but I think once he comes back, he will be even better. I mean, the Celtics are kind of going to be coasting behind Brown and Tatum, and then Porzingis gets back, and they got a chance to do some serious damage because they unleashed an angry Jayson Tatum this summer at the Olympics. Very little PT for him. For a guy that was All-NBA first team, averaged 27 points a game, 8.1 rebounds, 4.9 assists, 1 steal, and was the best regular season player on the NBA championship team. I don't know about best playoffs, but 47% from the field, 38% from 3 on 5 attempts. Like I said, he was All-NBA first team. He definitely should not have been riding the bench in Paris. For whatever reason, Steve Kerr had him over there. They get it fixed. He obviously feels very disrespected. So does Jaylen Brown, who wasn't invited to the Paris Olympic team despite being the Finals MVP. So Joe Mazzulla goes over. He talks with Jayson Tatum, gets him right. Jaylen Brown's already going to be mad. They're both going to be mad. They're both coming up. They both might have career seasons. Jaylen Brown averaged 23 and 6 last year on 50% shooting from the field, 35% from 3 on 6 attempts, and even showed some progression in his 3-point shot. So they have 2 angry superstars. Kristaps, who's going to be out for a while, but once he comes back, I think he's going to be back with a vengeance. And then you have one of the best picks in the draft, which was Baylor Shireman at number 30. Averaged 18.5 points a game, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, and 1 steal last year for the Creighton Blue Jays. And now he comes to Boston after shooting 38% shooting from the field, 8.3 attempts, as well as 45% from the field overall, or 38% from 3, excuse me. He would have been 12th in the NBA in three-pointers made last year if you adjusted his 35-game season to a 82-game season. This is an elite bench revamp by Brad Stevens without really giving up anything. Fantastic job. If you've made it this far in the video, obviously you like something, make sure to the like button, leave me a comment down below, and hit that subscribe button as it really helps out in the YouTube algorithm. As you can see here, a large majority of the people that watch these videos are not subscribed to the channel, so if that is you, go ahead and fix that right now. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get back to the video, looking at the elite role players that the Boston Celtics have, led by Jrue Holiday, who I think is the best role player in the NBA. This is a guy that was the second option, or third option, depending on the night, behind Chris Middleton on that Milwaukee Bucks team that won a championship, comes to Boston and now is the 5th option, averaging 13 points, 5 boards, 5 assists, a few steals, 48% shooting from the field, 43% from 3 on 5 attempts. Overall, this dude Jrue Holiday is one of the best, if not the best, role players in the NBA. Straight clamps. I mean, here he is locking up a power forward. Later on, now he's going to lock up Jalen Brunson, who is one of the best scoring guards in the league, despite being a little undersized. Jrue Holiday, he doesn't discriminate. Whoever you are, he's going to lock you down, and he's very, very good at affecting the game. Right here, he's going to meet Jaime Jaquez Jr. at the rim and send it the other way. That's a great block. Now he's going to lock up the newest New York Knick, Karl Anthony Towns. Between Jrue Holiday and Derek White, they have 2 of the best role players in the league. These guys, if they were on their own team, maybe could be averaging 20 a night. I know Jrue could because he did it on an NBA championship team. Maybe Derek White could. I mean, he's averaging 15, 5, and 4, as well as 1.2 steals and 1 block per game on the NBA champion. So maybe you move him, unfortunately, to like my Charlotte Hornets, and he's probably averaging 20 a game. 46% shooting from the field for Derek White, 40% from 3, 7 attempts overall. These 4 They can get a paint touch at any time. This offense is so lethal. Drive and kick. Joe Mazzulla has things figured out. Lonnie Walker, you add him into the mix as well. But this is just a drive and kick based offense, and they have shooters all over the place. And they got 4 guys in their starting lineup that can get a paint touch at any time they desire. And then bringing in Lonnie Walker, that's what really helps this team out off the bench, because yes, you had Peyton Pritchard, but who was that second creator off the bench? There really wasn't anybody. Tatum or Brown had to be on the court at all times, or maybe like a Drew Holiday could step in. Now you bring in Lonnie Walker, who just averaged 10 points a game on 39% shooting from 3, 5 attempts per game, 42% from the field overall, and he's just a microwave guy off the bench that can come in, he can knock down the 3 ball, so he can play off of Jaylen Brown or Jayson Tatum, and he can also drive and kick and facilitate and be the engine for an offense for a period of time while those guys are getting their rest. Per 36, he obviously had a phenomenal season, 21 points a game, 4.5 rebounds, and 2.6 assists last year in Brooklyn. Has always been a really talented guy, just hasn't ever been able to figure it out. I mean, I remember at Miami, he was balling. Watch Buddy Hield chase too far over the screen, and then you gets him on his hip and never lets him recover. That's really good stuff right there. Now, like we said earlier, Al Horford is really going to have to step in the absence of Kristaps Porzingis. And I think Horford is definitely capable of doing that. He averaged 8.6 points a game, 6.4 rebounds, 2.8 assists in 27 minutes per game last year. But is he going to be able to play, starter minutes? I don't think so. He's going to have to play like 25, and they're really going to have to rely on the bench early on in the season. Neemias Queta. They also got Luke Cornett. Both are going to have to play key roles. But Horford is still very efficient, even at 38 years old. 51% shooting from the field, 42% from 3. We just flashed a graphic a second ago. And then you also have Sam Hauser coming off the bench, who just got signed to a 4-year, $45 million extension. The Celtics team, they just have so many guys that can really hurt you. Hauser averaged 9 and 3.5 in 22 minutes per game last year and is one of the best catch and shoot guys in the NBA, as well as a very, very underrated defender. Shot 45% from the field, 42% from 3 last year. Nice find right here by Peyton Pritchard. He and Pritchard coming off the bench for Boston. That's good stuff. But, I mean, look at this sorcery that Brad Stevens has been out there doing. It's witchcraft, honestly, what he has been able to do, been able to construct this team with all the new salary cap restrictions. He's still able to construct the best starting lineup in the NBA and have an elite bench coming behind them, with Peyton Pritchard, Lonnie Walker, Baylor Shireman, Al Horford, and company. And they still have their picks. That's the crazy part. They still have all of their future picks. 2025, 26, and 27, and then 2030, as long as it's not a lottery pick, they get it because it's a swap. And then in 2029, unfortunately, they did have to send that pick away for Drew Holiday, but hey, that's the price you pay for at least 1, maybe 2, maybe 3, probably 2, maybe 3, maybe 4, maybe 5 championships. I mean, they're going to continue to run it back. They've got picks. As long as they continue to hit on these picks at the end of the first round, maybe sign a UDFA here and there. I mean, everybody's locked up for the foreseeable future. I don't see anybody beating the Celtics team this year. That's why I think they're going to win the NBA championship. With that being said, that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like button, leave me a comment down below, and hit that subscribe button if you did enjoy today's video at any point. And with all that being said, we're looking for 200 likes on today's video. If you could help us out, that would be greatly appreciated. And with all that being said, thank you so much for watching.
Subscribe to Backyard Buckets right now!